Okay, welcome to UK GK TV. My name's Bill Voice, and this is my good friend
David Nicholson. How you doing, guys? 2025.
2025, and it's cold, isn't it?
I hope. Yes, freezing.
Freezing outside. It's freezing fog. As you can see, I've got 3 shirts on.
It's not too bad. They reckon the weather's gonna be warmer next week.
Yeah, it was very cold.
Big shout out to you guys in the States that are involved in that fire. We hope you're all safe and well. Be good, guys. Yeah. It's scary to think that we're in massive amount of cold.
And you're on fire?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I have a friend over there, Rob McCaffrey. Just shout out to Rob, who lives in Los Angeles.
Does he?
Yeah, he's very close to the fire. He can see the fires from his balcony. So,
wow, be safe, guys.
Well, luckily the wind started to blow the opposite direction and it went. He was thinking of... But the thing is, he, like me, he collects dinosaurs, and his main concern was, which kits is he going to take with him? So, Rob, I appreciate that. My first thoughts was the same. Which ones would I rescue?
That could be a question.
It's a question.
Comments below.
Stick it in the comments. If you were about to lose everything, which kits would you take?
Yeah, but be safe. Seriously, guys, be safe over there. Be safe. It's not a joking matter. We're thinking about you guys. We're freezing ourselves to death over here, unfortunately, but hopefully things will pick up for you guys, and there's not too many fatalities, and it all gets put on the way. It's been a crazy couple of weeks since Christmas. Just to keep you up to date with the Killer Kit stuff. I go for the Sign This Eye off on Wednesday this week, and then I'll know then the time frame when we can start mass producing, listen to me. We can start production back up with Stan Winston. Hopefully it won't be long now. I've actually got someone that's going to come in and give us a hand just to get us through the backlog, which is good. So we have got new releases. We're deliberately not putting them through because we don't want to get too far behind with everything. We know you guys are waiting to buy stuff.
But these will go like hot. These ones we're going to show you today will go like hotcakes, the proverbial hotcakes.
We basically, they will.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new stuff coming. This week alone, I had Darren's latest sculpture, monster clay sculpture arrive, which is another beauty. Not the pumpkin head, there's another one. The guy's a machine at the moment. It's amazing, so I'm looking forward for that. We're working currently prepping the new projects like the Returns and the Catwoman and the Meg for rubber, which is the moulding process. So that's the first process. A few of you have asked us to are interested in how we do that. And we're quite happy to share some of that with you going down the road. We are not professional mould makers. We just make these. We've just learned this ourselves, so we can share you some tips. So if anyone wants us to do that, please feel free to. If you're interested, feel free to comment below. We will share our experiences. We don't profess to be the greatest.
In fact, the people that we do consider, or that we consider professional mould makers, learned it themselves as well.
Yes. So it's self-taught.
It's usually self-taught.
It's self-taught. So if there's any better ways or anything, if we do show you, knock yourself out, guys. There's no wrong way or right way. There's just a way. Anyway, today, Bill,
Nosferatu, mate.
What do you reckon?
We've got to say.
Go on.
I thought it was probably visually the most stunning vampire movie I've ever seen, which completely failed to address anything original. I loved watching it. I loved the experience of it. I think it's a fantastic movie. It's well directed. It's good. Blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, I came out of that cinema feeling that I'd not really seen anything new. I'd seen it better, but I'd not seen it new.
Do you not think he needed an inhaler or something?
I did think if you are a lord of the undead and you can keep yourself alive for thousands of years with a pact with the devil, you'd have thought you would have come back without the asthma.
Yeah.
Because it was,
it was to add for the atmosphere, Bill.
It was atmospheric. It was, but you know what? I just felt that
it looked good, but lacked
it looked good, but you know what? Gary Oldman.
Yeah, I'll give you.
You are, as grudging as I am to say it, you are the best modern Dracula. This does not beat you. Does not beat.
I like the Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman, Bram Stoker's Dracula. He's not, but. See what I did there? Bram Stoker's.
Yeah, I like that.
He's not. It's like Mary Shelley's not Frankenstein, incidentally. Right. but Gary Oldman.
I like that.
He's the bar to clear.
I like that. I like the Gary Oldman one. I didn't. I watched Nosferatu. I've had mixed reviews.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Go watch it. Go watch it. It's a brilliant movie to watch. It's worth a watch. Visually, it's spectacular. Every scene in that movie cannot be bettered, I don't think. He's directed it, he's created it, he's curated it to a point where it's unbeatable in terms of how it looks and how it plays. But really, I mean, I love the winteriness of it, the snow, the scenes in the graveyard are amazing. Even the CGI kind of segues into it quite well. Yeah. There's one bit of CGI I didn't like, that's when they're on the boat. But I'll just going along this canal thing, I just thought, oh, please give me a break. It's the same boat as in the previous scene that the vampire used, so please, you'd get another boat. Just me, but I thought, how can you make a film so beautiful, so entrancing, and you got to see it at the cinema because the surround sound is part of it.
Yeah.
If you miss that surround sound experience, you lessen the movie by, I'd say, about 15-20%.
Yeah.
So watch it at the cinema first, then get it on DVD or download it and watch it streamed, and then pick faults with it because there's a million things that you can say.
My take from it was exactly the same as you. It looked great. Bit annoying that he was wheezing all the time, but there you go. It's one of them things. I didn't have an affection with him. I didn't root for him like I did with Gary Oldman. I actually wanted Gary Oldman to win
that one.
Yeah, I wanted him to win, and I just don't know why. With this one, I suppose I don't know. That's what they were looking for.
I was a weird kid. I always wanted Christopher Lee to win as well, but that's just me.
I mean, but you kind of connected with Gary Oldman, didn't you? It was a love story.
It was a love story in a sense, which I didn't really like the principle of in the first place. But once I settled into the movie, I think Coppola made a vampire movie which was as good as a Hammer movie.
Yeah.
With a little bit more maybe.
Yeah.
And the scene when Ullman morphs into the wolf and when he morphs and the bat creature standing up like that with and the early scenes when he's got the weird hair and he draws the razor across his tongue.
That was just great. This one. Go see it, guys.
Go and see it, though. Go and see it. Please spend the money. Go and see it.
Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think.
We might just be old and jaded.
Yeah, we are probably old and jaded. We're not down with the kids, are we?
We're not down with the kids. No. Ingrid Pitt forever.
What have we got today then, Bill?
We got some really good stuff. The boxes from the United States finally arrived.
They've arrived.
So we're going to look at them. But I also just got, when we're looking at, I come in, we do what I call off the shelf, is something that we see. And there's some stuff here by a guy called Michael White that's been around for a while.
Yeah.
But it's a series of busts which does the big four, isn't it? It's Dracula, Nosferatu, Wolfman, Frankenstein, and the Mummy.
Yeah.
And they're sort of a little bit like Bernie Wrightson, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
The graphic artist Bernie Wrightson, who died sadly a couple of years back. So the artist created sort of like what I think of as three-dimensional superhero versions of the Great Horror 4. And I'll start with the Wolfman because this is partially done at the moment. It's undercoated, but you can see the Wolfman there. It's lovely. It's very graphic novelish, very much like a comic book.
He's like straining, isn't he?
He's straining, and you can see the muscles rippling and the scars on his chest, and it's kind of a bit of a frilly shirt. This, I'd say, it was a. If there's any reference in it at all, it's Oliver Reed, isn't it, in Curse of the Wolf?
Yeah, I guess so, mate. I guess so. It's got that kind of look on it.
Got a look about it.
I mean, Michael had a style, and when he came to me and I asked about doing these, he said, "Why don't we do a set of busts, but do them as a generic set? Like my interpretation of I sort of reinvented, but keep." I said, "Yeah, that's fine," and it has got that one has got a bit of an Oliver Reed look on it.
But if you look at the flesh, the way that Michael has sculpted the flesh with all those tiny little wiry marks on it, it's beautiful.
I mean, the only thing that we changed on it is we changed the base. Because we put our standard, which our go-to Gothic base on it, which Michael just did a pillar, and we thought it looked a bit top heavy, and it was difficult.
Yeah, I like the base. It's
just fetches it down and makes it more stable.
It does make it more stable, and also it brings all four of them together, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah, and it also for me, it gives it a bigger footprint for stability. That sounds clever, but it isn't. So it gives it that footprint, so that the one he originally supplied was a very small footprint, and with a big tall amount on the top, it was difficult. This is man of the moment, Nosferatu, Dracula, whatever you want to call it.
He's a sort of a mashup of the two, really, isn't he?
He just needs a moustache on, doesn't he?
He needs a porn star moustache.
Yeah, he wants one of them.
Now, this is the second one in the range, and this is a lovely bit of... I love this. It's got to me, it's got like a kind of superhero feel to it. I really do like it.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I'm showing you this one is because we've got one that's painted up.
Yeah, one that's on well underway. Yeah.
So if you want to see
what it can look like if
is this one of Rachel's?
Yeah, one of Rachel's.
Yeah, I thought so.
Rachel's painted that one.
Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. It's kind of slightly amusing, kind of slightly sort of thing. So if you wanted something,
a lot of people like it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got that. If you're fed up with Christopher Lee or Bela Lugosi or Nosferatu, but you like your vampires, you can do it whatever colour you want, and it's got that sort of regal look to it, hasn't it?
I love the way the collar rises up against the ears. So it's almost like someone's done a black outline around the ears.
Yeah.
But that's a lovely bit of blue necrotic flesh there. Look at that, beautiful.
It's good, isn't it?
I like the way Rachel's picked out
the red.
The red sort of like his very romantic sort of painter's device to highlight a lot of the things. And of course, he's holding a cup
of red wine or blood.
blood. So nice little.
I like
quirky, original.
I mean, when he's done, there's 5 in the set, I believe.
Is there a creature?
There's a creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah. There's a creature from the Black Lagoon. There's a mummy which looks very Egyptian-like, and there is a Wrightson styled Frankenstein, which is quite chunky. So it's a nice set to have, and it also they could be like you say, it's different, and we thought we'd show them because they don't really get out there very often. What size would you say they are?
Oh well, I would say that's about quarter. I'd say quarter scale.
Quarter scale, possibly 12 inches tall.
Yeah, just
12 inches tall on the base. The solid cast. Obviously, the fingers, little bits and pieces are extra, but
if you got them all around each other, it looks like 4 monsters having a chat in the pub. You could actually have them like
like a giant chess set.
Like a giant chess set, lovely.
Giant chess set. So they're the Michael White's Universal Monsters. They are available for myself at the moment. They're good to go. Solid polyurethane resin. Grey polyurethane resin. Most of them come in 2 parts. There are additional bits to certain ones like fingers and bits on the mummy and stuff. So there are bits to it, and then the hand on the Frankie. The Frankie's quite good. It's big. It's big compared to them, but it's kind of got that
in scale. It's in scale. It's in scale, but just a much bigger kit, isn't it? Bulkier.
Next, we've been talking to you a while about.
Rubbing my hands together.
Yeah, rubbing your hands together, keep warm. We've been talking to you about some deals we've done and some arrangements we've put in place. Now, as all of you that collect garage kits across the UK, across US, we all know the pesky import charges and postage is a killer. A long time ago, I spoke to a gentleman and he was quite keen to take on some of my products in the US for that reason. So I said, yeah, we'll talk about it. Let's do this. It took us a while to get this underway because we both had busy schedules, but we now have. And the reason I push forward with this is I'm a particular fan of this gentleman's work, and he's one of us. I don't mean that in a derogatory manner. He's a Brit that the guy that sculpted these pieces we're going to show you is a Brit, and he's second to none. Now, the reason he got me on board was one of my favourite films is The Green Mile. Yeah. And when he did a John Coffey for a company in the UK, I just had to have it. And then in the end, when this company went out of business, I just contacted them and said, can I do that? I wasn't sure I was going to ever sell a John Coffey again, but I needed to have it. And these are all by Robert Price. It's just absolutely sensational sculptor.
He is breathtakingly good.
There's some amazing British sculptors out there at the minute, and he's one of them.
When I looked at these masters needs there's a bit of clean up to do on these masters. A bit of clean up, so you will get a cleaned up version. So there's a few that have got a bit of sprue and a bit of flash on them. So we're just showing you them. These are straight out the box before they're anyone near the manufacturer. We haven't touched these. These are as we've got them.
Let me just explain before Bill goes on. I get the original hard copy, and any alterations or any bits that need filling or need adjusting so that we can make moulds, we do before we put them under rubber. So I asked the guy that sends them to me to send them as they are, so that we can do them our way. So because we might be working from a different angle, so we ask them to send them as they are, and then we do any sort of filling or little pinholes or anything that we need to do to make this easier for ourselves, because we're lazy at the end of the day. We want to get the best product you can. But the first one is...
This is the very famous Hammer actress Veronica Carlson, and you can see the likeness there is absolutely stunning. She's a very attractive woman, and I cannot deny it. I cannot deny it. And not only do you get this wonderful Veronica, you also get a fantastic set piece base, and it's beautiful.
Look how big they are.
We won't get all the bits out because there's an absolute ton of stuff in here. This is a model kit. This is a diorama. She is absolutely magnificent. And this is traditionally sculpted. Look at that. So you get in a lot of stuff there. Now this is it's just called Veronica Carlson. We've identified her clothing, or lack of, and we think this is from Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. If you know better, please tell us. The base seems to say Baron Frankenstein as well. It does. And we've got this very Aurora style traditional nameplate with her signature on it. All sorts of bits and bobs in here. But you know what?
It's cracking, isn't it?
Oh, it's cracking. And this is a sort of thing that you see and you think, how can anybody produce such a lovely quality piece of work without over machining it? These are garage kits. You would not believe. Would not believe that these are short run kits. These have the quality. These have the quality of a manufactured kit using a lot bigger technology. But I can't get over the fact
it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, you see, the other thing is about, you see, if you know, people like Veronica Carlson, people like Ingrid Pitt, if you were Dracula, you'd want to bite them, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd want to bite them. They'd be worth the trouble.
I'll stack. You unpack.
I unpack, you stack, because these are precious. These are precious because we can't afford to break these. The next one of my favourite movies ever, and I think it's one of my favourite movies, not just because it's one of my favourite horror movies. I would actually say it's a creditable quality movie. It's Witchfinder General. Vincent Price. It is actually pretty much based on a true story in terms of the characters that are named in the film. Actually existed, most of them. And you might not know this, but back in the days of the English Civil War, just after the Civil War, when the Puritans were in charge, people erroneously thought that women could be witches, men could be warlocks, wizards, whatever. So people went around the countryside actively searching for people to kill. Witches and people like that. And they
have white witches now. What's a white witch?
A white witch is someone that uses their powers for good. Like making sure you get full chips when you go to McDonald's and stuff like that. All of those positive stuff.
McDonald's.
So this is the kit, and it is a monster kit. You get Vincent Price, of course, and here's Vincent without his head. I'm not going to get all the bits out because there's too many, but you can see the size of that. He's what? It's good 1/6, isn't it? At least. At least if 1/6, 1/5. And not only do you get Vincent Price, you also get his victim. I can't remember the name of the actress.
She stands in front of him.
She stands in front of him,
and it kind of goes like that. Look at that.
Oh, look at that backdrop.
Now,
That's
before we go,
beautiful.
before we go on to the backdrop, whether or not we produce
Yeah,
this
I think
in clear, I'm not convinced. We're not going to do this.
clear doesn't. Number one, it doesn't dry clear, and it also takes absolutely ages to set on it,
and it kills the mold.
And it kills the mold.
So we won't get many out.
So you won't get many out.
This will be normal resin.
I can't imagine why it's clear. It's ice, isn't it? It's ice. It's supposed to be ice, but you could paint it. I mean, look.
So that's your backdrop.
Yeah.
So if we get the base out for everyone.
There's the likeness, and that is impeccable. It's even got the wart that's on Vincent's face there. Look at that. That is a lovely piece of work.
Who's that one? Vincent Price.
Vincent Price, and look at this. You've got
the two ladies behind.
It's what we call an enforced perspective backdrop. So the backdrop looks as though it's further away than it is, and you've got these two hanging figures here who've been like tortured and crucified on these. It's beautiful.
I like that one.
I do. Look at the little bits and bobs you've got there. You've got like a human skull for the base. You've got the hat, the sort of Puritan clothing. The base comes in several pieces. I mean,
so she must go in front of him.
She goes in front of him, and he's
like
that's that's it. And he's holding her arms back, isn't he, like that?
See, so that's the Vincent Price Witchfinder General.
I think it's based on a publicity still from the movie. So if you want, it's like the Veronica Carlson one. It's based on the publicity still from the movie. So if you wanted a reference point to get your painting right, or at least get some sort of atmosphere, you could get this, because these are super accurate. The costume. I mean, look at the buttons. Look at the buttons.
I will put pictures up at the end of the video of the kits. Yeah. So I will put them up.
There's lots of pieces, isn't there?
Yeah, we just Bill just wanted to do this.
We've been waiting so long for this box to arrive. I mean, so the next one, if I've got them in the right order, is this one, which is Lon Chaney Senior. And anybody that's anything of a buff at all will recognise this. This is London After Midnight, and it's Chaney's take on like a kind of a vampire, kind of Dr. Jekyll kind of vampire thing.
Can I tell you the story behind that one?
Yeah, go on. Oh, look at the
when I was talking to one of my sculptors, big shout out Andy Copeland, about this, and I explained what was going on, he said to me, Dave, if you don't get that London After Midnight, I'm not sculpting for you again, because I want one. So I had to get it, and it's great. It is good. So Andy, we will do you one. There was one ready to you. It's hard to get in that, Bill.
I was going to say you'd have to. Would you warm it? Would you warm it? I would warm it before you put this one together.
I think we'll get that to fit for you.
Yeah, it would be a little bit of jiggling, but it won't be too much. And once again, enforced perspective backdrop. There you've got the roofs and the chimneys of London. There's a big thing behind it.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's it. There's the doorway, and there's look at that. It's actually got a rail in it. The door rail comes on the door like that. And this, I imagine, bangs onto the top.
Yeah.
Look. I mean, there you go. I think there's a bit of a nod to the Aurora Monsters of the movies here. I love this stuff because it's like what Aurora would have done if the company had still been in existence. I mean, look.
Is he steps, or is it just a step, or is
it? There's a big step in there.
Oh, flipping it! Look at this.
You see that
the base itself is a kit.
Look at that! Look at that! I mean, it's huge. Okay, it is absolutely. It is monster.
So this is huge.
Huge. This is such a good value kit. I mean, there's this stuff. Oh yeah, and look, there's this is.
We'll try and get that. We'll try and get that in clear, because that isn't too bad.
That's not too bad. But you know what? If you were a genius, you could carefully drill that and stick an LED in it.
Yeah.
And then you've got your coach light on the side of the house.
That's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Andy, good call. Yeah, it is a nice kit.
Look at this.
Lovely
and
kit.
There's where you hang your lamp on it. I think they're going to provide you with hours and hours of complexity there, Dave. I would not want to catch this. I would not want to cast it. I'd love to build it.
Pass it over, mate. I'll do it while you get onto it.
Look at that. Just look at the way the hat. You know when you say if the cap fits, wear it. Look at that. Look at the way that
It looks so natural, doesn't it?
This is just look at that. And the face.
Brilliant.
Well, it's
Absolutely brilliant.
perfect. I'll let you
Absolutely
have
brilliant.
this again because there's some very small, very delicate parts in there. So that's London After Midnight, Lon Chaney, Senior. If you're looking for that movie, there's a good chance you won't find it because it's what we call a lost movie. Anybody who's a bit of a film buff will know a lot of the early silent stuff went missing, didn't it?
Yeah.
Or, nobody really valued it, and there's been various fires and stuff that's destroyed a lot of film stock over the years. Lon Chaney Senior was perhaps the
So good,
best
that.
horror star of his day,
So good, that.
and he did his own makeup, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was an originator of some of the horror genres, he's probably the most famous Hunchback, isn't he?
I think
The
so,
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So it's just stunning, and right down to the detail on the shoes. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but you can see the laces on his shoes. Absolutely stunning.
I think it's
I have to
cracking.
say that's a piece of genius. That is a piece of genius. Yeah, I love it. I love the way it just comes together like a proper kit.
These originally were put out by Resin Crypt.
Resin
Crypt.
Yeah.
And the guy Jerry that owns all the Resin Crypt stuff now is a friend of mine. Known him for a good long time. He's friends with another guy. I know him through mutual friends, and he's a nice guy. And when he contacted me and wanted to do this deal, I felt a bit guilty really because I'd done deals with him in the past, and he's always come good. And I was so busy I couldn't concentrate on what we were supposed to be doing, but we did get it over the line in the end, and I'm glad we did because it's a cracking piece. It's
Cracking.
a really London After Midnight, available at a Resin show near you very, very soon.
Now this is called I think the name of this is Deadly Encounter. Is that right?
Deadly Encounter. Yeah.
Deadly Encounter, and this has got the two greatest horror stars in the world ever. It's got Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. It's got Christopher Lee as the mummy, Peter Cushing as the professor, and it's got
A dock off base on
it's
it.
dock off base. Look at that. There's Christopher Lee as mummy. I think one of
That's
the
a good
most
mummy, that,
convincing
isn't it?
mummies. I love him as a mummy. I think he's perhaps. I would say it's very hard to equal Karloff.
Yeah, the only reason that wouldn't go in is it's got a pore spout.
Got a pore spout on it, but like I said, and if you look at the body, it's got the shotgun blasts in it, where he's been blasted with the shotgun. Absolutely genius piece of work. There's a scene in this film, I think, when he actually gets blasted in the stomach, and you can see all the way through him.
Can you?
Yeah, it's like it's really nicely done. But once again, look, you've got a world globe, like like those drinks globes.
That's on the base, isn't it?
That's on the base, and obviously you're going to have loads of fun
in the
painting
study.
that.
In the study, right?
Yeah, in the study. It's in the study. Of course, there's the shotgun that blasts it. Oh, just look how fine the detail is on that.
That's quite a good likeness,
It's
isn't
a
it?
beautiful likeness. I mean, the base is quite plain, but it's that big. It's got a rug. I'll show it you. It's got a rug on it. There you go. There's the base with the rug. So you've got plenty of scope for painting a beautiful Persian rug. You've got this fantastic world globe there that you're going to have to put. If anybody wants the technical advice on how to put the map on this, I'll tell you.
And that is
That, but you're getting Cushing and Lee in one kit, and you get.
Yeah, mate, I'll do that for you.
I think there's hours of fun there, not just in the painting but in the construction. So
You've got a bit of everything there, isn't
bit of everything. So I mean, once again, it's a Hammer movie as well. So if you like your Hammer, it's one to have, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, these kits aren't just figure kits. These the multi.
It's a diorama.
Dioramas.
It's a diorama.
Diorama. That's
Very much.
diorama kits.
Diorama
These are cracking pieces. I mean, you can understand why when I was contacted, we were looked at, and I just went, yeah, of course. Let's sort this out.
This is the way that gentlemen used to wear their trousers years ago. It's right. The detail is so good that it even takes into account that. When you watch Cushing on the set of this movie, you can see him wandering around. This is the perfect representation. Look at the way that the trouser cuffs come down.
Who's the
over
guy
shoe.
that used to wear slippers? Is it him?
Yeah, in a lot of the time, Peter Cushing used to. You see him when he was Moff Tarkin in Star Wars.
Yeah.
He actually was wearing slippers. This is for anyone that loves Star Wars,
Don't look
and you
quite
know
as
who I'm talking
intimidating,
about. The Moff Tarkin, played by Peter Cushing. When Carrie Fisher was interacting with him, he was actually standing there in a pair of carpet slippers.
Brilliant.
So you know who I'm talking to. You're gonna love that fact. It's a pair of carpet slippers, and he would often do that on set because he was so relaxed. And one of the things that Carrie Fisher had problems with acting with him wasn't the fact that he wasn't a gentleman, because he was. In fact, Carrie Fisher says how much of a beautiful gentleman, a gentle gentleman this man was. But he was so nice to her. When he was playing the evil Tarkin, she found it really hard to interact with him because he was a fantastic actor, and she was kind of shocked by the metamorphosis between the evil Tarkin and the lovely Peter Cushing. And I think anybody that talks about Cushing would have the same thing to say, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Because he was a very beloved chap. So the last one is a Boris Karloff movie, and it's a fantastic movie. And it's called The Body Snatchers, is that right?
Body Snatchers, yeah.
And in here we have, once again, a diorama of Karloff in his younger days. A black and white movie from the 1930s or 40s, I think it was the 30s. And anybody that knows anything about the history of our great nation, Great Britain, will know that at one point, if you wanted to be a surgeon, finding a body to practice on was quite difficult. So what happened in Scotland, in particular, in Edinburgh, people would go and steal bodies from graves, and they were called body snatchers. And if you go to old-fashioned cemeteries, you'll see graves with locks on, graves with bars over the top and stuff like that. And you think, well, why is this? Well, it was basically to stop people nicking your body after you died. Mm-hmm. And this is Karloff with a nice fresh corpse over his shoulder. You can see the likeness of a young Karloff. Absolutely superb. Look at the backdrop of that. There's a couple of gravestones in there as well, isn't there? There's a couple of gravestones. Yeah,
Excellent. I'll tell you a story about
broken
this
lid
kit.
of the coffin.
We had a customer when we were at the old shop, and he was obsessed with this kit. I sent him a picture, and we had to buy it for him to do. And we got it, and he was quite an eccentric gentleman. And when he got it, he had us cut the base here, this base here. He had us cut this base in half so that it would fit on his shelf. And I just said, the kit's so expensive. Why do you want to do that? He said, it needs to go in a certain place. And I said, you've just spent all this money. This is scary when I tell you this. And he went, I said, why? He said, because it needs to fit on the shelf next to Mother's bed. And his mum had been dead for 10 years.
Wow.
How scary is that?
That is a bit weird. On a lighter note, look at the detail on that scarf. It's wonderful.
How scary is that? And he also told us, and Bill will correct me with this, that why spades were made out of wood. So they weren't noisy when they were digging the bodies up.
Oh,
how he knew that, I have no idea.
Yeah, wooden spade. It's true. That is true.
How he knew that is beyond me. It's scary, but he liked the kit anyway, and it's.
This was the story for this film was based on around the two characters that really existed. That one's called Burke, and the other one was called Herr Burke, and Hell with Body Snatchers. They both one ended up hanged, and one ended up dying in jail because when they ran out of fresh corpses. And the cemeteries were virtually empty because there was a big medical school up in Edinburgh. They started how can I put it, helping people along. So they turned from body snatchers to murderers, and they would often, so there wouldn't be any marks on the body, they would choke them or they would suffocate them. And There's actually an old-fashioned word that is now disused. It's called to burk, and to burk is to actually suffocate somebody. It's a word named after Burke from Burke and Hare. But one of them actually ended up in jail because he grassed the other one up and lived out his life. There you go.
That's got a really weird feel to it. Is it me? Does it feel really odd to you?
It feels odd.
Don't know what it is. It feels really
it's like
odd.
somewhere between a woolly jumper and a plastic bag.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's a strange material. Well, it's a strange place. We're bound to find strange material. So if you ever get up to Edinburgh, there is a ghost tour. I would recommend you go on the ghost tour in Edinburgh, and it does reference Burke and Hare, and it does reference...
They're the body snatchers.
Yeah, the body snatchers, and it does reference a guy called Deacon Brodie, who was the actual Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Robert Louis Stevenson.
Yeah.
Deacon Brodie. So there you go. So that was a marvellously full afternoon.
Well, going back to these guys, they're the masters. We've just received them. What we're going to be doing for this year's show is we're going to be making these available for you. So when you come to the show, you are going to be able to have an American section of the show, which is going to have all American stuff. So there's going to be one particular area that has got imported kits that originate from the United States of America. So we've bought these kits. We've got all the rights to produce them. So you're going to have Frankenstein versus Wolfman. You're going to have the White Zombie. You're going to have the Ghoul. You're going to have Blind Bag, and you're going to have the Mummy. You're going to have M5. You're going to have the half-scale, was it Bela Lugosi Frankenstein? Yeah, you're going to have all them remastered, so that if Universal Monster, we understand there's Universal fans out there, so if Universal fans want to, it's your bag, there's going to be something for you for that. And I am working on other projects with different people to get it in, because we're in a current situation, and I don't think it's going to get much better very, very soon, where postage costs are going to be ridiculous. So if I can get these in, guys, and we can charge a reasonable amount for these, then it helps you guys, and then my stuff can obviously go to the States as well. So it basically helps everybody. But if Universal's your thing. I
think with the postage we talk about, also there's going to be tariffs and stuff in the near future. Customs tariffs are going to go up and stuff. We suspect that that's the case. So to be able to manufacture these American kits here and vice versa, it's a plus for all the modelers on both sides of the pond.
It's a plus. I'm currently talking to a couple of guys in the States about taking some of their stuff as well. And I'm also, obviously Killer Kits will be expanding their own range, the direction we've gone in, but it's just another avenue to help the collector, basically. If there's something there, like for Universal guys, then you're doing it. But I am going to have these as a section, so you're going to be able to come to the UK GK show, which is going to be on the 27th of September, guys. So you're going to be able to go to the Universal American import table, and they're going to be there. These kits are going to be manufactured in the UK. There is talk of other guys that are doing similar sort of stuff that may be coming to the show, but at this stage, we can't guarantee anything because of nothing's done till it's done. So you will be, if Universal's your stuff, or Hammer, or old classic stuff your stuff. Then when we spoke about it, I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice if there was... Because people often ask me, Dave, can you just list your kits? Honestly, it's...
Too many. Too many! It's too many.
It's not... Genuinely, guys, we are not exaggerating.
Yeah.
Andy, the guy that comes in quite regular, Bill, everybody said the same. They've all said... list them, and I'm like, go and have a look.
No. I've seen them old room. You can't list them. Another thing is, some of them are in conditions that can be reproduced, some of them are not. So just give Dave a ring or get in touch through the email.
It's difficult.
It's
difficult. Ask.
Ask, because we often get people in the comments section saying, how do we buy these kits?
Yeah, contact me direct.
Contact him directly. It's Creature Features
or Killer Kits
or
Dave Nicholson
or
Bill. Anybody.
I will put you in the right direction. So it's online on Facebook. There's you're listed in the directories, aren't you? If you put Killer Kits in, you'll get a phone number.
There's a Facebook page.
Page.
Don't go to the Facebook group, because all that is Killer Kits Facebook group is people talking about building killer kit stuff. Obviously, I run that page, but if you just don't want to participate in the social side of it and you just want to purchase stuff, type in killer kits and retail, and it's a black and white logo. Go to that, or Creature Features UK. Go to them. Contact. Ask for Dave. Ask for Rachel. Ask for Bill. We know who you are. We will. We will try and contact you quite quickly. Facebook is the fastest means because we're getting old now, aren't we?
Yeah, we don't move much.
We don't move a lot. So there is a lot of activity. It's great. People are just coming up to me and Bill at shows and going, "Well, I've seen you. I've ordered that," and I'm like,
"Wow,
have you?"
Yeah.
I mean, that was what's the name? Wasn't it? It was the IPMS when we went.
IPMS, and it was
somebody came up to us at the show, lovely fella, and he said, "I've come to pick up a Clockwork Orange," and I'm like, what did I do? Did I do something? I forgot this one, but he didn't. Yeah. It was because you've seen him. Come and make yourself known. Bill's got something he wants to tell you.
Oh, well, I was just saying, you were saying people when we met people at Telford. This next weekend, Sunday,
IPMS Bolton.
IPMS in Bolton. You might see me if I'm around. Please come and see me. And if
say hi, wave.
Say hello. I'm not giving tenors away this week.
No, because they can get
too many people can get me this. So Bolton IPMS. It's up north.
It's at the football stadium.
It's at the football stadium, and it's just like Telford, but slightly smaller.
Yeah, I mean, the story behind that, guys, we got invited to it when we were in November, and we never heard anything. Obviously, like ourselves, they're probably dead busy. And then last week, we got notification that we got our invoice to say we're in, and I'm like, wow, how do we do that? I'm struggling with it. So we're going to be there. There's going to be me, Bill, Owen or Ben. Depends on who's available. I'm pretty sure it'll be Owen. Might be Owen. Okay. Ben's probably too busy.
He's loved up, isn't he?
He's discovered women, hasn't he? He's discovered women at the minute. You know what he's like, don't you?
Yeah,
he'll
learn.
He'll learn.
That'll learn him.
Yeah, you only get a bucket and a half.
You do, yeah.
He's got to be run out of it.
Of course, you'll recognise me because I'm going to be the most handsome guy there.
Yeah, I'll be there. You know me, and Ben looks like he should. If Ben's going, he looks like he should be on a list somewhere. So you'll know him.
I know him.
I know it. Yeah. Owen looks like what's the fella?
Lots of holes in him.
Gordon's alive.
What's
his name?
Yeah.
That guy.
Young, the King of the Hawkman.
Yeah,
Brian Blessed.
He looks like a young Brian.
Young Brian Blessed.
Yeah, he looks exactly like him. So Gordon is alive.
He's alive.
Yeah. But it's been great, guys. We really enjoyed doing these. Thank you for all the kind comments and all the support. As I said, hopefully I should have some positive news for next weekend when I'm able to resume the Stan Winstons and stuff. I'm trying to keep everybody informed. Stan Winston, be prepared, guys. Get saving, because the Stan Winston is coming very soon, and also the King Kong, the big King Kong. So there's two massive pieces coming. So I hope you save your Christmas money and not spend it, because they will be coming very, very soon. Bill's working with us for the going forward with the magazine, because tons of guys are mithering me about this magazine. I didn't realise that physical copies were still a thing.
Yeah, but they're cool, mate.
Yeah,
they're retro cool.
Yeah, a lot of people like it. It's a loss leader for me, unfortunately. I don't make any money out of it. I do it as a service, but we will endeavour to get it done. So stay tuned. We are getting, we are getting into nearly the end of January.
Just getting into the end of January.
Yeah. So let's get it done. I hope you're all safe and well. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and please leave your comment below. Make them nice, guys.
Yeah. Remember, we're old. We don't take offence easy either, do we?
Not really.
We're old school.
Not really.
Because we really do not care.
No. We're not bothered. We don't care. Anyway, we're not bothered. Life's too short. So take care, guys. Look after yourself. See you soon.